Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone, respected lecturer and my dear friends. We are from group 6 material 9. Our group members are it's me Wahab, Amelia Amanda, Yulan Sari, Yarna, Putri Arminabila Arini and Putri Gemilan. So today we would like to present a topic about part of speech, which includes noun, verb, adjective, and adverb. The division of text in our group is as follows. I am Wahab as the opening speaker. Amelia Amanda will explain about noun formation. Yulan and Yerna will explain verbs. And Putri Arminabila and Arini will discuss adjectives. And Putri Gemilang will explain adverbs. So, language is an essential tool for communication in everyday life. In English, understanding word formation is very important because one word can have different forms and function. For example, a word can change into a noun, verb, adjective, or adverb depending on its as in a sentence. By learning word formation, we can improve our vocabulary, understand sentence structure better, and communicate more effectively. It also helps us avoid misunderstandings when speaking or writing in English. Moreover, mastering parts of speech is a fundamental step in learning English. Because it supports important skills such as reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Therefore, in this presentation, we will discuss 4 main parts of speech: noun, verb, adjective, and adverb. Without further ado, let's begin our presentation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Amelia Amanda from class B and I am the first presenter of this material. And I would like to explain about noun. So a noun is a word that is used to name a person, place, things, or idea. This means nouns are everywhere in our daily communication because every time we talk, we usually mention something or someone. For example, teacher, doctor, and student are nouns for people. School, market, and city are nouns for places. And book, phone, and table are nouns for things. And nouns like happiness, freedom, and love are ideas or abstract nouns, which means we cannot see or touch them, but we can feel or understand them. In a sentence, nouns have important functions. They can act as a subject, object, or even complement. For example, in the sentence, the student reads a book. The word student is the subject because it does the action, and the book is the object because it receives the action. Besides that, nouns can also be classified into several types, such as common nouns like teacher or city, proper nouns like Indonesia or Jakarta, which always start with a capital letter. Concrete nouns like chair or water, which we can see or touch. Abstract nouns like love or happiness, which we cannot physically see. Another important point is that nouns can be formed from other word classes, especially verbs and adjectives. We can do this by adding suffixes. Some common suffixes used to form nouns are shen and ment from verbs, nes from adjectives, or for people who do an action. For example, develop becomes development, happy becomes happiness, teach becomes teacher. So, by adding these suffixes, we can change the form and function of a word into a noun. This process is a part of word formation in English. In conclusion, nouns are very important because they help us name people, places, things, and ideas. And without nouns, it would be very difficult to make clear and meaningful sentences. I think that's all from my explanation. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Yarna and now I will explain some examples of verbs. The first one is action verbs. For example, she runs every morning. Runs here shows a physical action. And he eats an apple. Eats shows an activity. They think about the problem. Think here shows a mental action. And the second one is linking verbs. She is happy. Is here connects the subject with information. She is happy. And they are students. Are here connects the subject and its identity. And the next first form from other words. Beauty become beautify. It means to make something beautiful. And modern become modernize. It means to make something more modern. Strength becomes strengthen. It means to make something be stronger. So from these examples, we can see that verbs are used to show actions or condition in a sentence. Baik, sekarang saya akan menjelaskan dalam bahasa Indonesia, yaitu beberapa contoh verb. Pertama yaitu action verbs. Nah, tadi itu she runs every morning, yang artinya dia berlari setiap hari. Nah, berlari di sini menunjukkan aksi fisik. He eats an apple. Nah, eats di sini menunjukkan kegiatan. Dia memakan apel. Memakan menunjukkan kegiatan. They think about the problem. Think menunjukkan aktivitas mental. Kedua itu linking verbs atau kata kerja hubung. She is happy. Is di sini menghubungkan subjek dengan keterangan. She is happy menjelaskan, he is di sini menjelaskan kalau dia sedang bahagia. Dia perempuan. They are students. Are menghubungkan subjek dengan identitasnya. Selanjutnya verb yang dibentuk dari kata lain. Beauty menjadi beautify artinya membuat sesuatu menjadi indah. Modern yang menjadi modernize artinya membuat sesuatu menjadi modern. Strength yang menjadi strengthen artinya membuat sesuatu menjadi lebih kuat. Dari contoh-contoh ini kita bisa melihat bahwa verb digunakan untuk menunjukkan aksi atau keadaan dalam kalimat. Terima kasih, itu saja dari saya.
I'm Ilansari from class B. The material above explain about verb in English. A verb is a word that shows an action, an activity, or conditions. This means verbs do not only describe something that someone does, but they can also describe a situation or condition that a person or things experience. Verbs are one of the most important part of grammar because they help show what is happening in a sentence. The text also expresses that verbs are very important because almost every sentence usually needs a verb to be complete. Without a verb, a sentence may not clearly express an idea because it does not show an actions or conditions. In addition, the material mentioned that some verbs can be formed from nouns or adjectives by adding skirting suffixes. Suffixes such as ICF and can change a noun or an adjective into a verb. This process helps create new verbs and expand vocabulary, making it easier to express actions or change in conditions in different ways.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Putri Nabila dengan NIM H012431 kelas A. Hari ini saya akan membahas tentang adjektif. Nah, selanjutnya kita masuk di definition. Adjektif adalah kata yang berfungsi untuk mendeskripsikan atau memberikan keterangan lebih jelas tentang noun atau pronoun. Contohnya, He has a beautiful voice. Atau he is tall and smart. Kata beautiful, tall, and smart itulah yang disebut adjective. Nah, selanjutnya kita masuk di pembahasan types of adjective. Nah, yang pertama, absolute adjective. Kata sifat yang tidak bisa dibandingkan karena maknanya sudah mutlak. Contoh, did, live, or extend. Nah, yang kedua yaitu attributive and predicative adjective. Dilihat dari posisinya. Attributive berada sebelum kata benda. Contoh, a red dress. Nah, sedangkan predikatif itu berada setelah kata kerja penghubung seperti is, are, looks. Contohnya, the sky is blue. Nah, yang ketiga yaitu a positive adjective. Berada sesudah kata benda yang dipisahkan tanda koma. Contohnya, the puppy, playful, and energetic, run around. Selanjutnya yang keempat yaitu comparative and superlative adjective. Digunakan untuk membandingkan. Nah, comparative membandingkan dua hal, pakai atau more. Contoh, taller or more beautiful. Nah, sedangkan superlative tingkat paling, pakai as atau must. Contoh, tallest or most beautiful. Nah, yang kelima, compound adjective. Gabungan dua kata atau lebih menjadi satu kata sifat. Contoh, will now rather high quality product. Nah, yang keenam, demonstrative adjective. Kata untuk menunjukkan benda. Contoh, this book shoes. Nah, yang ketujuh, dominal adjective. Kata sifat yang berasal dari kata benda. Contoh, mathematics ke mathematical, culture ke cultural. Nah, yang kedelapan, participle adjective. Berasal dari kata kerja. Contoh, ing menggambarkan sesuatu. Contoh, boring. Nah, it atau in menggambarkan perasaan. Contoh, cured. Di sini saya bisa menyimpulkan kalau adjektif sangat penting untuk memperjelas dan memperindah kalimat. Nah, sekian presentasi dari saya. Terima kasih. Selanjutnya saya serahkan ke rekan saya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Arini, and I will explain about example for adjective. And in English, kita bisa mengubah noun atau kata benda menjadi adjektif atau kata sifat dengan menambahkan suffix atau akhiran tertentu. Contoh dasarnya yaitu care, noun, berubah menjadi careful dalam adjektif yang artinya penuh perhatian. Kemudian yang kedua, hope, noun, dapat menjadi hopeless dalam adjektif yang artinya tanpa harapan. Kemudian danger atau noun dapat berubah jadi dangerous dalam adjektif yang artinya berbahaya. Kemudian common suffix, akhiran yang sering dipakai. Beberapa akhiran yang sering digunakan untuk membentuk adjektif. Yang pertama, full atau full of atau penuh dengan, menunjukkan sesuatu yang penuh dengan sifat tertentu. Contoh, beauty, beautiful, care, careful, dan maknanya itu full of something. Kemudian yang kedua, less, without, or tanpa. Kebalikan dari full artinya tanpa. Contohnya hope, hopeless, tidak ada harapan. Care, careless, ceroboh. Maknanya itu merupakan without something, tanpa apapun. Kemudian yang ketiga, aus, having the quality of, atau memiliki sifat. Yang pertama, danger, dangerous atau berbahaya. Yang kedua, fame atau famous, terkenal, yang memiliki makna having a quality. Kemudian yang keempat, imbuhan y. Contohnya sun menjadi sunny atau cerah, kemudian cloud menjadi cloudy atau berawan. Kemudian imbuhan all, accident menjadi accidental, tidak sengaja, and culture menjadi cultural atau budaya. Kemudian penggunaan adjektif dalam kalimat. Adjektif biasanya digunakan dalam dua posisi. Yang pertama before a noun atau sebelum kata benda, disebut attributive position. Contohnya, she is a careful student, it is a dangerous road. Kemudian yang kedua, after linking verbs, setelah kata kerja penghubung, disebut predicative position. Linking verbs yang umum itu merupakan be atau is, am, are. Kemudian seem, look, feel, and become. Contohnya, she is careful, the situation looks dangerous, and he feels hopeless. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Putri Gemilang from class A. Hi everyone. Have you ever felt that your sentences are a bit too plain? Like simple saying he runs or she sings. To make our sentence more vivid and descriptive, we need what we call adverb. As we know, an adverb's job is to provide more detail about a verb, an adjective, or even another adverb. The most common way to form an adverb is by adding the suffix "ly" to an adjective. For example, quiet to quietly, beautiful to beautifully, careful to carefully, soft to softly, quick to quickly. Next, special spelling rules. However, there are some specific spelling rules you should remember depending on how the adjective ends. For example, ending in way. Change the way to I and then add ly. For example, happy to happily, easy to easily, angry to angrily. And ending in ly, simple, replace the e with way. For example, terrible to terribly, gentle to gently. Ending in ike, add ally. Like automatic to automatically, and specific to specifically. And then irregular adverbs. Not all adverbs end in ly. Some words change completely while others stay exactly the same. We call these irregular verbs. For example, good in adjective to well in adverb. Remember, never say goodly. And fast to fast, it stays the same. Hard to hard, and late to late. And the last, adverbs of time and place. Besides describing how something is done, adverbs can also tell us when and where an action happens. Adverbs of time, like today, yesterday, soon, and now. Adverbs of place, here, there, everywhere, and outside. So, adverbs are like the seasoning of a sentence. Without them, our stories would be quite bland. I hope this helps you understand how to form and use them effectively. That's all for my presentation. I say thank you very much and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
In conclusion, word formation is the process of different forms such as noun, verb, adjective, and each form has its own function sentence. By understanding word formation, we can vocabulary and make better sentence in English. So, improve our learning word formation is very important in mastering the English language. So, maybe so this our group. Thank you, and I say thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.